Wow, flying chapel. Oh, that's what the blimp was. That's cool. An air yacht. So this is Sprocket Park. But where's the reception hall? The reception hall. Oh, that's, wow. Looky there. Whoa. What is it? I just spotted me a cute mamacita. Don't wait up, Nick. Time to get my flood on. Huh, hold on. Where's the reception hall? Sorry, Nick. A man's got to stop and smell the roses when they appear. You know what I mean? Women are flowers. They're objects. And have no direct value. I'm an artist after all. Oh, miss. Yo-ho-ho. Great, Larry. Great. Ugh. I thought he was going to take me to the crime scene. Oh well. I'm sure he'll come slinking back when he inevitably gets rejected immediately. I'll just take a quick look around then. Let's see what we can see. And let's look at Monty Python's Flying Chapel over here. Wow, that airship is huge! Oops, didn't mean to say that out loud to everybody. I've only ever seen airships like this up in the sky. But I've got to say, they're mighty impressive when you can see them up close like this. Okay, I will look at the dog. I can't look at the dog. I can't even look at the guy who's walking the dog. But I can look at this big tower next to the dog. Wow, that huge airship is more than just this skinny little tower. I know it's tied down and all, but it still looks like a good breeze considering it flying. Okay. This looks broken, whatever it is. So this bench hit that sign, huh? Hopefully it didn't hit a person too, that'd be a catastrophe. I guess from now on, whenever I'm walking around outside, I better be on the lookout for unidentified flying furniture too. I've just developed a new and terrible, crippling anxiety that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. What is this thing? Some kind of sign? Wow, this thing's really banged up.
Look at the sign. They say it got damaged by heavy winds yesterday. A big guy sent that bench flying into it. Well, that's what they're saying anyway.
I see. The wind caused that. More like a tornado.
The big guy was saying, don't touch, it's dangerous.
I see. Well, thanks for the heads up. Poor guy. Looks like it was a lot of work. So it's been kind of patched. Hey, sorry about that. I actually thought you'd be back sooner. Didn't work out, huh? Lay off, man! I just wasn't on my game today. So now that you're done, you mind telling me where the reception hall is already? What do you mean? It's right there in front of you. Huh? Right in front of... Wait, what's that say? Flying Chapel? Do you mean to tell me... Yep, at least the reception was on that airship. Whoa! A sky-high reception hall. Huh. Yep, and that's where you'll find the crime scene. Man, not only does that airship fly through the sky, but the space-time continuum, too. But the happy couple's honeymoon got left far behind when I made that time skip, though. Here, check the airship out for yourself with this pamphlet. You don't get to go on unless you spend a lot of money. Or, I guess, when we're investigating a crime. A pamphlet for the Flying Chapel includes a brief introduction and diagrams of its layout. That's going to be handy to have in court. By the way, I figured you could use some backup, so I called in some help for you. You did? Yep. Should be here any minute now. Is it Emma? Who is this? Who is it? That red sports car. Larry, don't tell me you called. You know it, buddy. Huh? I trust you've been well, right? Oh no, not edgy. Oh no, it's Maya.
Surprise! I'll admit it. That was a pretty good Mr. Edgeworth impression, wasn't it?
Maya, what are you doing here?
Larry called me up. He said something about it finally being time for him to tie the old knot. But that's funny. I mean, I'm pretty sure he mentioned something about being here with his bride.
Maya, I know this is sudden, but please, marry me. Marry me, Maya. I love you. I've always loved you.
What's Larry talking about?
He was dumped by his bride. Well, by his imaginary bride, anyway.
Wow, poor Larry. That's a new low, even for him. But hey, imaginary girlfriends never hurt anyone, right? More power to him.
This is Maya Fey. She's been abroad for her training as a spirit medium. But now that her training is over, she's back home here in the States.
That's right. The new and improved Maya Fey is on the scene. Spirit and girl power at the ready.
Look at you, Maya, all grown up and as cute as ever. And I've always loved you. Did I mention that? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Oh, you know what? I just realized something. If I ever get married, I'd miss out on all the fun of always meeting somebody new. I see you haven't changed a bit, Larry. You were here! Edgeworth! I figured that car belonged to you. We got double faked out. But when did you become Maya's chauffeur? It's nothing like that. I just happened to run into her en route and picked her up. And by run into her, I mean she jumped out in front of my car. I nearly ran her down. This is Miles Edgeworth. He's a friend of mine, and the district's chief prosecutor. I heard he's been busy lately. So, what brings you here? Wait, don't tell me. Larry called you up too? He did. However, I have business of my own here at the crime scene. Business? What kind of business? Edgeworth! Just so you know, right, I'm the lead prosecutor on this case. What? You? Yes. It appears we'll be standing on opposite ends of the battlefield this time around. So I'll be up against Edgeworth tomorrow. Ugh, but I don't get it, Edgeworth. What about this case warrants the personal attention of the district's chief prosecutor? It's a bit complicated, to say the least. In what way? The groom is a member of the Sprockets, a family with immense influence. If his bride were to stand trial in court, it would sully the Sprocket name. So they tried to apply some pressure on the prosecutor's office. Pressure to settle it amicably, right?
What do you mean, settle it amicably?
It means they're trying to sweep this whole thing under the rug. They were kind of hoping they could just throw some money at somebody and then maybe not have a trial. Are we gonna settle out of court?
Wow, Sprocket Aviation really has that much clout?
Yes, they have especially strong ties in both the political and the judicial worlds. To the point where no one dares to oppose them. Don't tell me that includes you. Don't be ridiculous, right? It's quite the opposite. The prosecutor's office is filled with cowards, as I found out. Every last one of my subordinates was loath to prosecute a Sprocket.
So that's why you decided to take on the case yourself, right?
That's right. I will personally see to it that justice is served. Yeah, even Blackwell didn't want to take on the case. I would think he would just delight in it. But okay. I always prosecute to the utmost of my abilities, regardless of whom I'm up against. For that is a part of my creed. Nothing and no one can sway me from that, not even the almighty Sprockets. Right. If they think they can use their influence to bend the truth, they have another thing coming. You know, I almost feel sorry for them. They were only trying to protect their interests. But all they got instead was you. Edgy, come on, man. How can you prosecute my poor sweet Ellie? What kind of heartless jerk are you? I'm simply doing my job. And I'm warning you, right? I won't hold back. Not for you or anyone else. Thanks for the warning, Your Righteousness. Also, how you been, buddy? How you doing? How's the cravat business? So how's it going, Mr. Chief Prosecutor? Busy as always, I presume. Of course. Unlike somebody who has too few clients and too much time on his hands. Huh. Guess that explains why your brow is more furrowed than the last time I saw you. Just all the way down. Maybe you should learn to relax a little, Edgeworth. You know, spend some time with the magician daughter and all of your other wacky sidekicks. You have some wacky sidekicks, right? Have you been picking up some sidekicks? I hear. Nice try, right? But as always, I have no intention of showing anyone any mercy, including you. As inflexible as ever I see. Besides, I think I've mellowed out a bit with age. So if anything, those furrows should have smoothed out a little as well. Honestly, Edgeworth, are you really that blind to yourself? Excuse me.
He's really self-conscious about those lines, isn't he?
Edgeworth, about this incident. Don't forget, right, I'm the prosecutor for this case. Need I remind you that I'm not in the habit of sharing information with my adversaries? No, I guess we are adversaries. For now. And you, Larry. Me? I'd like you to come with me. You have a lot to answer for after that little stunt you pulled with the suspect. Oh, but Edge, we're pals, aren't we? No, I was just joking about killing everyone in the police force with a bomb. I would never actually do that. Personal appeals won't work on me, Larry. Now come along. Wow, Nick, help me out here. Sorry, man. You made your bed. You get to eat it. Good. Get out of here, Larry. I worked better with Maya.
It's just me, or is Mr. Edgeworth as relentless as ever?
Yeah, I guess some things never change. So much for mellowing out.
Well, Nick, we'd better hop to it, too.
Hop to what?
Investigating the crime scene, of course. What else? It's been a long time since you and I teamed up like this. This is gonna be fun.
Fun, huh? It has been a long time, though, since we were last together like this. Alright, to the crime scene, then.
Yeah, and away we go.
Alright. Reception hall. This place is lovely. So this is the reception hall.
According to the pamphlet, we're right here.
Up at the very top of the blimp. Huh, I see. That way you get the vista deck kind of out to the side. Yeah, I guess we're pretty high up, but at least we're indoors, so it doesn't seem so bad.
Oh, look, Nick. It's Emma. Hey, Emma! Over here! Mr. Wright, Maya! Does this mean you've taken the case?
Yeah, that's how things kind of turned out. So do you mind if we take a look around?
Be my guest, be my guest. We pretty much wrapped up our investigation, so go right ahead. Put our service to the test.
Now's a good chance to find out more about the case from Emma, too. Do we look around first, or do we talk first? Let's see what all you have to talk about, Emma. What up? What happened? How did it die? Edgeworth wouldn't tell us anything about this case. So you think you could give us a rundown?
Well, seeing as he's going to be prosecuting, I'd expect him to be tight-lipped about it. The incident occurred yesterday on September 20th. It happened after the wedding reception, which lasted from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
7 p.m. to 10 p.m., huh? Got it. By the way, you didn't hear about any time traveling or anything, did you?
Time what's it? Time traveling? What do you mean?
Oh, nothing, forget it. That's pretty much the response I expected.
The victim's name is Dumas Gloomsbury. He was a servant in the Sprocket family household.
Ellen was a maid for that family as well, so that means the two of them were co-workers.
Yes, they apparently knew each other. Mr. Gloomsbury was the lead servant after all. He was very serious about his work, but he was also a very closed and private man. So the other servants called him Mr. Doom and Gloom behind his back.
If he was the lead servant, he must have been higher ranked than Ellen. What makes the police think Ellen killed this man, a guy who was essentially her boss?
We don't know the defendant's motive yet, but the circumstances surrounding the discovery of the body don't bode well for her.
And what circumstances are these exactly?
Well, some of her in-laws saw what looked like the immediate aftermath of the murder. The suspect was standing in front of the body with the murder weapon still in her hands.
Why would a bride, who was just about to start a happy new life, kill someone? Do the police have an explanation for that?
Yeah, about that. They believe the victim attacked the suspect and was killed when she fought back.
But why did he attack her to begin with?
Well, a mere servant girl was going to suddenly be the wife of the future president? Mr. Gloomsbury must have been more than just a little jealous of her. So, this Mr. Doom and Gloom attacked Ellen first? But if she was only trying to protect herself, wouldn't that count as justified self-defense on her part, Nick?
It would. There's a good chance she'd be acquitted if we could prove that. But I wonder what Edgeworth will have up his sleeve to counter that claim.
But wow, a servant girl marrying the future president of such a huge company. It sounds like a modern-day fairy tale. It does, doesn't it? Thing is, not everyone was on board with their union, apparently.
Oh? So the wedding was not approved of. So what was the murder weapon, Emma?
This clock with a secret mechanism built into it. It was on display here in the reception hall.
Was that secret mechanism like a knife that popped out?
The suspect was holding it when the murder was discovered.
So the victim was clubbed to death with this, huh? But that's funny. There's no blood on it as far as I can tell.
Maybe it was wiped off in an attempt to tamper with the evidence?
I'm pretty sure you would be able to use luminol and be able to tell if it was wiped, Emma.
But there was definitely a luminol reaction.
Oh.
And it matches up with the shape of the injury, so it's gotta be the murder weapon.
Okay.
What a funny-looking clock. They call it the Timekeeper. The idea is that it's a time machine. Every time the couple sees it, it'll bring them back to the memory of their wedding day.
Oh, so it's a metaphorical time-traveling machine. A time machine, huh? Come to think of it. Ellen said her pendant was a part of a time machine. I wonder how the secret mechanism in this thing works. So do we take the pendant and put it on and it winds something up? And then it's like, remember the day you got married. It was a real good day. Alright, okay, alright. We'll combine those two items in our inventory and just see what happens. Why didn't people like their marriage? Was she not cutie enough? Was he not richy enough?
The suspect never had any family or relatives to depend on. So she was working as a live-in maid for the Sprocket family to support herself.
So a maid with no family or fortune was set to marry the president's son, huh? I guess it's not surprising that ruffled a feather or two.
Yeah, apparently the groom's parents and all of her other relatives were strongly opposed. But that didn't stop the young couple from deciding to go ahead with their wedding. Love flourishes in the face of adversity.
Oh, is that how it works? Is that a thing? Yep. If you ever have any questions about love, just ask me. I'm a qualified expert. Who have you been in love with, Maya? I spend all my spare time in Korean watching soap operas on TV. I don't know if that counts. I'm not sure that's enough to make you a qualified anything, Maya.
And by the way, I heard the suspect faced her fair share of harassment, too. From the sound of it got pretty ugly for her.
So even though this incident could cause a huge scandal for the company, it might be a boon for those who opposed their marriage to begin with. After all, with Ellen's arrest and everything, the marriage is most definitely off now. But if they were at the reception, did they not already get married? Because you usually go to the reception after the wedding, not before it. So I guess they're not married yet. I'm just gonna imagine her groom is walkie-talkie until we meet him. Let's look at the things. This is fallen over. Is it a Trojan horse? Oh! This must be the lantern. It's a big lantern. Okay, the body was found in. Ellen managed to move it quite a ways. It looks like a cow, but it's pretty badly broken.
That's not a cow, Nick. That's Pegasus, the flying horse.
No way. It's definitely a cow. It's got horns and everything.
But look, it has wings. Cows don't have wings. So it's Pegasus, I tell you. Oh, I know. That pamphlet should tell us. Let's see. Apparently it's called a pegamoo.
I did not see that coming. It's a pegamoo.
It's somehow the name really captures the essence of what the creature is, you know?
Huh.
That's strange.
What is?
Well, this pegamoo is definitely a male pegabull, right?
I'd say so. What with the horns and all.
Okay, well, that pegamoo over there is also a pegabull. But take a look at the pamphlet.
There's a pegabull and a pegacow.
See, the one right on the right says pegabull, but
the other one says pegacow, a female pegamoo. Yes. I'm pretty sure these are Pokemon.
Right. The pamphlet goes on to say how they have pegamoos for the happy couple.
Why not? Why wouldn't they have that? So for Ellen's ceremony, there should have been a male and female pair of pegamoos. But what if this was a gay marriage and they were just pairing up because maybe he wasn't marrying her at all, or maybe Ellen is a guy and that's why it's extra controversial? But for some reason there are two males here.
Maybe somebody made a mistake when they were setting up the room?
It's hard to believe a fancy place like this would make that kind of blunder, though. That's my immediate off-the-cuff guess, and I may be way off. In any case, we better check this thing out. What all have we got? I'm looking at this first. Looks like a bloody cog. Did this come from the lantern?
Ink is covered in blood?
Maybe it got on there when the killer was putting the body in the lantern.
Can you imagine going to open the door and finding the knob covered with blood?
That'd be bloody awful, to say the least. Huh? Maya? Props for the joke? It does actually look a lot like where Amanda and my wedding took place, because we got married on a boat. It did not fly, though. It wasn't quite this nice. It's good, though. So this is where the body was found. And the first person to find it was Ellen. Emma, what can you tell me about the condition of the body when it was found?
Let's see. The victim was apparently hit on the back of the head. Here's a photo of the scene as we found it.
Good to have. Okay. There's a note. Hey, what's this? Grab Ellen when convenient, then send her off from the Vista deck. This is one of those things that sounds kind of mean, but could also be really innocent.
Oh, let me take a look. grab Ellen when convenient, then send her off from the Vista deck.
So that could be like, hey, we're gonna send you off for the end of your wedding, or it could mean push her to her death. Looks like a note outlining the murder plot.
Whoever wrote it has better handwriting than me, but looks like they wrote it in a rush.
And why do you say that?
Because the writing is only smudged, starting from the middle of each line. That's what happens when a right-handed person with a slight hook writes in a hurry. I do it sometimes myself when I'm not paying attention to where my hand is on the page.
Guess I'll take your word on that, Miss Bad Handwriting Expert. Yeah, I guess if your hand is like coming up like that and just kind of rubbing across on the top.
Hey, even I don't smudge my handwriting this badly.
All right. Let's get back to the note.
That note was apparently written by the victim.
Why would he feel the need to write instructions to himself like this? Are you sure the victim wrote it?
I sometimes write a note to myself before I go shopping. Potatoes, carrots, onions, flour.
Maya, are you craving curry rice or something?
Whoops.
So, Emma, where's this Vista deck the note mentions?
It's that heliport you see right outside the window over there, back behind us.
Ooh. So he planned on pushing Ellen off from there? What a monster. I think we are misinterpreting that already, and I don't think it's actually murderous. But I guess we'll find out. What else have we got? What do you think this is, Maya?
Looks like a flower petal to me.
What an unusual shape for a flower petal.
Do you suppose it's from one of the flowers here in the reception hall?
No, I don't see a single flower like this at any of the tables. I wonder where it came from. I guess that about does it for this lantern. Okay, what else we got? Oh. The happy bride's table. And this must be where the cake would go? Did someone actually eat all this cake already? This must be where the time machine was placed.
I can't believe that such a beautiful memento was used for murder. It's just awful. Nick, we have to prove Ellen's innocence, no matter what it takes.
I agree. We can't let this go down as the saddest flying wedding reception in history. Except for that one on the Hindenburg. That was pretty sad. Did not go well. This is the sweetheart table where the bride and groom sit.
Where they gorge themselves on the wedding feast, you mean?
Yeah, right. Too busy. You spend your entire wedding to talking to everybody. You're lucky if you eat anything.
I'd be too nervous to eat in front of a bunch of guests like this, though.
They say that newlyweds are usually really busy during the reception, you know? Yup. They have to greet and talk with all the guests that came to give their blessings. They don't actually get all that much time to enjoy their dinner. Boom! Yep. That's what happens.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to stand that. I can't imagine having a huge feast right in front of me and not being able to eat it.
They say brides tend to have an especially hard time because of their wedding dresses. With those tight corsets squeezing their waists, they can barely eat a bite.
Really? Sounds like our wedding receptions are absolute torture.
I guess food still wins out over romance in Maya's book. She'd rather just watch a soap opera. Pretty funny, pretty accurate. Let's look at this cool ornate door. So that's the Vista deck out there. The cause of the fire on the Hindenburg was that it was filled with hydrogen rather than helium, and the hydrogen was just very, very volatile. What caused the initial spark? I don't know, but it wouldn't have taken much to just light up the whole thing. That's why we don't use hydrogen in balloons anymore.
I bet the view is amazing. But I guess it must also kind of freak you out, huh, Nick?
Yeah, kind of. Mostly because there's no surviving a fall from way up here. I think that about does it for this area. Alright, What else have we got? We can look at the other Pegamoo bull. Wow, look at the horns on this flying bovine. He must be a bull. Seems he made it through the ceremony in one piece.
By the look of those wheels, I bet he can be rolled around rather easily, too.
Yeah, I bet it would be quite a hassle if you had to lift and carry him everywhere. And this is what the backside looks like. There's a bunch of gears coming out of him.
What's that by the bottom of his tail? A wheel handle?
Open it up. Let's climb into the bull. Oh, I get it. This way they can get inside to change the light bulbs.
I see they left the wheel handle on the inside unpainted.
I guess they figured nobody will see it, so why bother? Makes sense to cut costs where you can. Well, overall, I can't say I see anything strange about this thing, other than that it is a Pegamoo. That's strange enough. Nothing about the tables and chairs. Let's look at this strange flying contraption. Oh! A model airplane, the perfect decoration for an airline company wedding.
A propeller plane like this lends the room a great old-timey feel. Oh, I'd love to see the Steel Samurai fly a plane like this. Can you picture it? The Steel Samurai zipping to the clouds over Neo Old Tokyo. Da 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 da.
If Rocket Aviation ever becomes a sponsor of the show, I could see it happening.
Why didn't I think of that? I think I'll go suggest the idea to them later.
But please at least wait until after the trial is over. And this looks like a hot air balloon. It's a hot air balloon, a symbol of humanity's ambition to take to the skies. It's kind of a romantic notion, don't you think?
Yeah, but I just noticed that it doesn't seem to be tied up to the ceiling of all that well.
I'm sure it's fine. Please don't let it fall on my head. Alright, I think that's everything from this angle. So let's swoop around. And we got some cool... Oh, what is this? There's like a distillery in the back of the room. It's a fog machine. I wonder if they used it during the reception.
Ooh. Hey, Nick, go stand over there for a sec.
Why?
Just because. Now go.
All right. I got a bad feeling about this.
Fogmaster 9000, on!
Maya, no! Huh?
Oh, nothing happened.
Looks like it won't work without some dry ice.
Darn it! All I wanted to do was surround you in a thick cloud of smoke.
Fog machine. That's gonna be important for some reason. Interesting. Okay, all right. This looks like a cool thing.
What were these partitions for?
I imagine people like the reception staff or entertainers use it. They probably wait behind it when they're on standby.
I see. With a partition this size, I bet they could even fit an elephant back here.
Or a Pegamoo. Not that anyone sane would. Interesting. Didn't get added to the record, so it's not an immediate evidence of anything. Pegamoo. Oh yeah, the door to the hall.
Get a load of that huge set of doors. I bet all sorts of things come and go through here. Mostly people.
And Pegamoos.
Like an elephant.
Or a Pegamoo. I'm pretty sure it's just the bride and groom. This is a banquet hall, not a circus. It's not some flying circus. Don't be ridiculous. Who ever heard of such a thing? Let's look over here. There's another partition over here and another fog machine over here. Both of which I can look at. That's one big partition screen. Industrial size, even.
I bet it'd cause an industrial size mess if it fell over.
And that's why you're not allowed to touch it, Maya.
What? Then who's gonna test how stable it is?
Just leave it alone, please. It's a fog machine for the reception.
Pretty cool, huh?
Don't you dare touch it.
Oh, spoil sport.
That's because I know how you operate. Because we've already been through that once. Interesting that it's on both sides with slightly different dialogue. Oh, what's this on the table? Easily missed envelope. Oh, it looks like a business card wallet. I wonder whose it is. That is clearly Larry Butt's artist wallet.
That face looks awfully familiar.
Yes. Yes, it does. I guess I'll bring it to him later. A peculiar yet suspiciously familiar imprint in the center. Okay. I guess that does it.